Good evening, and welcome to Louisville Late Night. This evening, we're in the lovely Clifton Center in the Krausen Hill neighborhood. And this evening, we're here as a kind of relish of America. The spirit of America is still alive, and that one thing we do in America is we look at things from many different views. And this evening we have a wonderful person, Amy Goodman, who has been leading the charge on getting a full perspective of what's happening in the world. She's a true leader and a wonderful person, and we can't wait to hear what she says. So get ready for Amy Goodman.
Be up here welcoming Amy Goodman to Louisville and representing the extensive group of people who have worked hard to get her here and who will continue to work to get Democracy Now! Aired on the radio. I was first introduced to Democracy Now! On WMNF in Tampa. Our best friends live in Florida, and we go there often. Several years ago, we went there and we listened to it for a week and a half solid, and I was hooked. I have to admit that I'm pretty much a news junkie, but this was news that I wasn't getting from other sources. So then last November, right after the election, we went to Florida to recoup and recover. And we were delighted to run into Amy, who was speaking at the St. Petersburg Festival of the Book. After hearing her speak, highlighting all of the things that we didn't hear from the mainstream media in the run-up to the war and the election, I was determined that I was going to do everything in my power to bring Amy to Louisville on behalf of all the dedicated, progressive-minded people who lived in this red state in the middle of the country. Of the efforts of a great many people, and I want to thank them. First and foremost, I want to thank John Yarmouth and the Center for Kentucky Progress for the funding that allowed this to be a free event for you. John is one of those people who, after the election, decided not to give up, but to fight harder. And to do so, he started a progressive think tank called the Center for Kentucky Progress. I urge you to seek it out. I'd also like to recognize and thank the group of truly wonderful volunteers who came together from a variety of organizations to make this event happen. I'd like to especially recognize the work of the Louisville Peace Action community. Amy Shears, Progressive Unite, those people at Democracy for America, and the local group for media reform. In fact, I'd like to ask the folks who worked on this to please stand up so we can show our appreciation for all their hard work, their bright ideas, and their great job. Before I turn things over to John, who will introduce Amy, let me give you a little overview of the evening. When you arrived, our volunteers should have given you a survey and a postcard. If you didn't get a postcard, we've got more, so please seek one out. The postcards are our effort to demonstrate to our local NPR station, WFPL, that there is a very large contingent of listeners who want to see Democracy Now! Broadcast on their station. The postcards are pre-addressed to Jerry Weston, president of PRP. Jerry couldn't be here tonight to see this outpouring of support for Amy's appearance here, so let's show him through his mailbox. Please add your comments in the space provided, and if you are a member of PRP, please mention that, and then return them to the baskets that we're going to have outside after the event. we'll pay the postage and we'll see that they're mailed. The second piece of paper you received is a survey that's been compiled by the local media reform group, and they're going to pick up and guide this effort that started with bringing Amy to Louisville, but we want it to be an ongoing initiative for media reform, and they need your help. If you want to find out more about it, please talk to them. They'll be out here after the event tonight. They'll be looking for volunteers. So please connect with them and fill out your survey. So here's the agenda for the evening. John Yarmouth is going to introduce Amy. Amy is going to speak and show parts of her DVD, Independent Media in a Time of War. Then we'll adjourn for a book signing and networking session in the hallway to my right, your left. Carmichael's is going to have books for sale right here in the front of the auditorium. Amy will be signing copies of her book, Exception to the Rulers, which has just been published in paperback. And while, of course, there's no need to buy a book to come and meet Amy, we do hope that you do. And as an additional incentive, if you buy 2 copies of the book, one for your friend, you'll get a free copy of the War and Peace Trilogy DVD, which contains the complete documentary she'll show parts of tonight, as well as 2 additional documentaries, Voices Against the War and Women's Fast for Peace. We've also invited a wide variety of local community groups to come for the networking session. It'll take place alongside the book signing out here, so when the event is over, we ask that you exit the front of the auditorium, sort of the opposite way that you came in. And now I'll turn the mic over to John Yarmouth, founder and executive editor of LEO, founder of the Center for Kentucky Progress, and Louisville's own man who speaks truth to power.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Carol. And this is a wonderful night. I'm so proud of the community, but I continue to be proud of this progressive community as the way it keeps the faith. Tonight is about truth, justice, and the American way, and one of the few journalists in America who passionately pursues them. Amy Goodman began her career in community radio in 1985 at Pacifica Radio's New York station, WBAI. In 1990 and 1991, Amy traveled to East Timor to report on the U.S.-backed Indonesian occupation of East Timor. There, she and colleague Alan Nairn witnessed Indonesian soldiers gun down 270 East Timorese. Indonesian soldiers beat Amy and Alan, fracturing Alan's skull. Their documentary, Massacre, The Story of East Timor, won numerous awards, including the Robert F. Kennedy Prize for International Reporting, the Alfred I. DuPont Columbia Award, the Armstrong Award, the Radio Television News Directors Award, as well as awards from AP, UPI, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, an institution which we need to be very saving these days. In 1996, Amy helped launch Pacifica Radio's Democracy Now! 2 years later, she and producer Jeremy Scahill went to Nigeria. Their radio documentary, Drilling and Killing Chevron and Nigeria's Oil Dictatorship, exposed Chevron's role in the killing of 2 Nigerian villagers who were protesting yet another oil spill in their community. That documentary won the George Polk Award, the Golden Reel for the Best National Documentary, and a Project Censored Award. Her book, which Carol introduced to you, Exception to the Rulers, written with her brother David, is a truly important analysis of the U.S. news media and is guaranteed to make you mad enough to go out and outrun those horses to Churchill Downs to see if you can get to NBC and try to shake some sense into them. I don't want to steal Amy's own words to describe her concerns about the state of American news media, but I'll rely on the words of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to give you a hint of what she will be talking about. He wrote, "I think my peers in commercial television are talented and devoted journalists, but they've chosen to work in a corporate mainstream that trims their talents to fit the corporate nature of American life.